Hello and welcome to your interesting program, Football Domain on seetv. I am Emmanuel Ayominiba Fog. I have a host of things to talk to you about on the show today, but before I go further, let's go on a quick break. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Football Domain on seetv. Like I said earlier before the break, we have a host of things to talk about. So I have with me in person of Mr. Dapo. Mr. Dapo, how are you? Dapo, how are you? Oh, we lost. Hello. Okay, so like I said before the break, I have a host of things to talk to you about. We have the Premier League to talk about, the gigantic match that went down over the weekend between Liverpool and Manchester City, and also we have the ones of Arsenal and Brentford as well. And we're going to be discussing about the African games much more later. But let's delve right into the nitty-gritty of the Premier League. So, Dak, how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up now?
Who did this? I'm feeling doing all this stuff.
Okay. We lost the connection yet again. So, like I was saying earlier, the African Games kick-started last week, and Nigeria, both representatives, now it is secluded. The football games at the African Games are secluded for the under-20 sides nowadays, and the last one that we had, the Falconets won the gold medal. They won the gold medal with against Morocco, against the host nation back then. But then the Super Eagles, or let me say the Flying Eagles, they lost their own final against Cameroon. Dapo, how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Alright, I hope your connection is okay now.
Yeah, better. Sorry, the call came in the other time.
Okay, so I want to ask you about the Premier League match between Manchester City and Liverpool. Alright, I know you are an Arsenal fan, and that result favored you in a lot of ways. So can you walk me through how you're feeling concerning that draw?
Yeah, I'm being super excited actually because that was my prediction. I'm very sure that's what all Arsenal fans want. And right now we are on top of the table, and I don't think we are coming down. This league is ours.
Alright, you're on top of the table. You don't think you'll be coming down?
Yeah.
It's two different things. Well, anyway, let's move on to the business of the day. Like I said earlier, Manchester City, they played against Liverpool at Anfield. Both of your direct title rivals collided against each other, and a win for either of them would have brought Arsenal down to second place or even third place at that. And during that match, there were concerns about it boiling over, tensions rising. Everyone wants to win. Concerning that match, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, it was a really interesting match actually, I must say, because I enjoyed the match. I didn't really watch much, but the little I watched, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed every bit of the match, and the fouls, the controversies, and everything about Doku committing a foul that the referee ignored, stuff like that. So it was really an interesting one, and immediately I saw the 1-1, I told my friend that this is the end of the game. No, they are not scoring any goal anymore. That is what I predicted, and this was going to be. And at the end of the day, it happened. And it was even a surprising thing that even Liverpool and Man City, they have to bench some of their players. And you can even see when the Man City brought out De Bruyne, he was not happy with the substitution, but it's the coach decision, and he can influence it. So the coach just said that he was not really performing like the way he should, and just decided to bring in someone else. And that's good for you. Sometimes you perform and sometimes you might not.
True. Sometimes you perform and sometimes you might not. You mentioned Kevin De Bruyne. He was quite livid that he was brought up or brought off the pitch in a way that, you know, many football fans, many pundits, they'll be thinking maybe he has an issue with Pep Guardiola. Top players like that usually have this kind of fit, you know, they want to play, they have to play in this high stake game. What can you say about that substitution that made Kevin De Bruyne angry?
Yeah, I know Kevin De Bruyne, and I know the kind of player he is. He always wants to play the end of the game because he believes that something can still happen with him. And one thing that you don't write Kevin De Bruyne off. That's it. You don't write him. You can create at any fucking time. So, but the coach knows, so that the tactics he was using with Kevin De Bruyne is not working. So probably he just think someone else can do the job better. That's why he brought him off. But as a player now, when you know that you're a senior player and you still have a lot to offer in the game, even though you're not performing to some extent as expected. So you just have to you still want to be in the game. That's every player's expectation. You just want to play to the end. But unfortunately for him, the coach is not seeing it the way he's seeing it. So he just have to come off. I'm very sure he's not happy with that. You can even see his reaction to what the substitution.
George, with the way he was substituted, I actually agree to some extent. I actually agree because when Liverpool scored, they took ascendancy, alright? They took ascendancy, and from then on, they controlled the game, they controlled the flow of the game, they controlled the tempo of the game, and it's almost as if Man City are bound to lose after that penalty. So in order to save face and not to bring himself down to a level that he will not be able to rise up again, Pep Guardiola had to substitute Kevin De Bruyne because the midfield has been taken, they were not marking, and Kevin De Bruyne on that pitch is just a liability at that point in time because he needs to win the ball, he needs to have a control of that midfield, he needs a sweeper, and that's why he brought in Kovacic into the match. And apparently for Guardiola, he paid off. Okay, he paid off. So, but now, let's put that aside. Kevin De Bruyne started the match and was brought off. What about Mo Salah that was on the bench for the first half and that was brought in? What do you have to say about that?
We all know that Mo Salah just came back from injury, he just recovered. So I guess I guess it's the coach tactics. Probably when Man City players are tired, and you know what Salah can do. So when they are tired, when they don't have the strength they have from the beginning of the match, and he brought in Salah to probably do some of his trick, to play some of his trick, and it didn't really work. But he tried, as a player, he tried, and you can see that he just came back from injury, so you can't expect really much from him. Although he's still Salah, anything can happen. So at the end of the day, and again, that substitution for De Bruyne was a very necessary one. De Bruyne is not a defensive midfielder, like he said, Liverpool was dominating, so you just have to just come off. But Mo Salah substitution was, I think it was tactical by the coach. You know, every coach has his own way. And you know, Liverpool too is an all-star team. They have good players. So even with Mo Salah and without Mo Salah, they still perform. That's Liverpool for you.
Yeah. What you just said now reminded me of a stat this season. Surprisingly, Liverpool have scored more goals without Mo Salah in the team than when he is there with them. So in a way you kind of said, okay, Salah can come in the second half, but you know his absence is not being really felt by Liverpool, and supposedly he is to move on in the summer along with Jurgen Klopp, that is. Do you think Liverpool can cope without Mo Salah?
Of course, it's obvious now. Like you said, the stats, even without Mo Salah, they are scoring more goals. Definitely Salah should go to Saudi or leave the club to another club now. Definitely Liverpool can still cope. and I'm very sure they'll have a replacement, even not up to his level, or even they even have a replacement that is more than his level. So anything can still happen. But this is football. You just have, you don't rely on one player. We've seen different clubs relying on a player, and if the player leaves, you just have to move on. So and you continue to win games. For example, now Arsenal doesn't have that kind of player, like all-star like that, and they still win games. And we are recently, especially this year, we have been scoring tremendous goals. I know this level now. That's even what makes us even on top right now because of the goal difference. So I think they're doing well.
Yeah, you spoke about Arsenal right now, your club, and guess what? You are facing the champions next. You're facing the champions next. So that game could effectively define whether you are going to be English champions or not. And you are going to the Etihad, the place that has been a chastising environment for us now all these years. Like, what is the expectation going into that match at the Etihad Stadium, given the fact that Chelsea went there and got a draw, and Chelsea is not even half good as you guys are right now? So what is the expectations for you going into the Etihad Stadium?
Okay, even before going to the Etihad Stadium, you know, we have an opportunity for, we have like 13 days, close to 13 days before we play on that Premier League match due to the FA Cup. So we have chance to and plan well. So I believe Arsenal can turn things around. We went to Anfield, we played Liverpool, and you see their performance. Liverpool didn't expect what they saw. So you can't just write Arsenal of this season. You can't write them off. You can't just expect the best from them. And we have opportunity. We have a edge ahead of them because our player will be rested and recharged before the game. So I believe Arsenal can do a really good job.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get the draw, I know we can get the draw.
Okay, you can get a draw. Of course. You can get a draw in that game, and well, you could go on to spur you on to win your first Premier League title in 20 years. We can also be a catalyst for you to move on and just win other things in that aspect as well.
Definitely, the rest of the season, the rest of the match, and if you focus well, we are winning it. But our next focus now is Porto on Tuesday. It's a match at the time for us. So once we qualify, probably we will qualify for the Champions League next round. So after then, it's Man City, and we have a lot of time to rest actually. So our players, even anyone that is suffering from minor injuries, will be back before then.
Okay. Hello. Okay, we lost him there, but we'll get him back as soon as possible. Okay, so let's go on a quick break. I'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Football Domain. Like I said earlier, we lost Dapo back then, but we should get him back at some point in the course of the show. Alright, let's move on to the African Games. The African Games kick-started last week, and the Flying Eagles and the Falconets are, going full force in the opening games of the African Games. But then you have to say, Nigeria, the male team, they lost their opening match against Uganda 2-1, and then the Falconets began the title defense with a 2-0 victory over Morocco under 20. Alright, I have a guest with me here which will discuss those games together with me. Adela, nice to have you here with me. Hello, can you hear me? I'm guessing he has a connection issue. But then again, like I said earlier, we have the Falconers to play, and we have Flying Eagles to play as well. Hello, can you hear me, Adela? I can't hear you. I can't hear you quite well. Can you unmute yourself? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now? I can hear you. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
So good morning. It's a pleasure to be on the show with you.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's discuss the African Games. Okay. Let's get down to business.
All right.
Okay. So Nigeria, we took a host of athletes to Ghana to play or to compete rather in the African Games. Okay, the Flying Eagles, they started the tournament with a 2-1 loss to Uganda. Landamboso's boys, they conceded first and then they equalized, through which they conceded the winning goal for Uganda again. So what do you have to say about that match that isn't going well with Nigerian fans, given the fact that we just started the tournament?
What I noticed about the match between Nigeria and Uganda, I believe that we can't use the first match to write off a team.
Okay.
And we all know Landbosco as one of the best coach that we have when it comes to let's call it picking them young in academy. Because you have detected so many great players. And we can't write them off the first game. I believe that the second game against South Sudan, they will surely bounce back and bounce up better. Because looking at the table, now, although we have a tough opponent there, because we have a team like Senegal, Tunisia, in the same group with us. But I believe that with today's match against South Sudan, we will surely win the match. We can't write the team up based on their first performance in the first match.
Yeah.
If you can still remember that, so many fans of Nigeria Football Federation eating the Super Eagles off in their first matches against Pretoria. They just concluded AFCON. Then we went ahead to the final. I believe that miracle, although I believe in miracle when it comes to football in Nigeria, but we can't just write the team off based on their first performance. Find a little bit of mistake that should be corrected in that team, because technically speaking, the midfield alone still need a little bit of infrastructure and what more of Daniel, because we all know that the Daniel we saw in under 17, we all know how brutal it is when chasing the ball and tackle all the opponents. We need them more and more to be in the game.
Yeah.
Like more than today.
Yeah. So you mentioned Daniel Daga in your assessment. That is, to be honest with you, is a key man for the Flying Eagles as well. He's a key man. and we can't deny that fact. But going on into the next game against South Sudan, should he step up more than others in terms of leadership and in terms of, you know, rallying the boys ahead to get those 3 points so that they can kickstart the campaign that they have right now?
Yes, I keep saying that that guy is one of is a leader in the team, and the voice of leader think well, like, oh, as a leader you have to define your goals and targets for them. Like, this is what you want to do, this is what you want the team to perform, this is what our goal, our target. Yeah, I think that guy, the team should not build on him alone, but he is one of the key members in the squad. So, and his voice there, being part of the squad, means something to the boys. Yeah. And his voice alone there means something to the boys. And I want more of the attackers to go forward and get the job done today against South Sudan. Get the job done against South Sudan today. I wish I believe that the boys will get the job done against South Sudan today, 100%. I'm giving you my word. Yeah. I will predict the scores for you if you want, but I don't want to predict the scores yet. Okay.
You said we should go into that game against South Sudan, looking to kickstart our campaign in the African Games, and we should. To be, in all honesty, we should. With no disrespect to South Sudan, I think the Flying Eagles should be able to get those 3 points. You know, tactically, the boys are astute. In numbers and in talent as well, you know, they should be able to go past South Sudan in order for them to move on to the next game, which is Senegal, and, you know, possibly get the 3 points that would qualify them to the knockout stages. But then again, you say football is not about the big names. No, there are no minnows in African football, as you know. There are no minnows anymore. So, what game plan do you think we should prepare for against South Sudan? Because at the end of it all, if you say there are no minnows in football, the boys can take that mentality and that mindset into that game, and then they might, eventually lose the game altogether.
Going to, like, yes, there's no more small team or a minor team in Africa, because every team that qualify, every nation that qualify for this tournament proved themselves to be a good nation. Yeah. I said our mindset against South Sudan should be just winning. Our mentality should be winning. Like, we are going there to keep the game, to win the game. Yeah. Not any excuse like the one that happened against Uganda. So the mentality, I'm expecting the coach to tell the boys that we are approaching this game winning. Like what they say that we win or we die here. Yeah. For us to qualify to the next stage, we need winning. And I say we still have a top team ahead of us. We still have a team of Senegal and Tunisia. We have Senegal, we have Tunisia that we are still going to face. After South Sudan, we'll be facing Senegal. But if we can get this job done against South Sudan, and with that same mentality, like we want to win, I'm expecting that the coach should tell the boys that this is what is stake with this match. Going there to win, nothing than winning. Yeah. Nothing. And our defense, because seeing the goals that we conceded against Uganda, like, is somehow ridiculous. It's not pleasant with me, and I'm sure that thousands of football fans across Nigeria will also agree that the goal is not pleasant. So our defense should tighten up more, like no room for mistake or error. Because although without mistakes there won't be good. Yeah. Without mistake or error there won't be good. Yeah. But we shouldn't make that mistake again. We should look at the clip of our match against Uganda and look for how we will get better against South Sudan.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on to the Falconets. All right, the Falconets began the title defense. The title they won in Morocco against Morocco, and then they are facing Morocco again in the opening game of this campaign as well, and they got up to a key start. You know, winning that game 2-0, and this is a very nice start for the Falconets, all right, given the fact that they are the defending champions, so it is expected of them to go into these African games to win, and now the next game is today as well. What do you have to say concerning the Falconets, their preparations, their win last time out, and their preparations for today's game?
I would say that with the Falconet match against Morocco, I was very impressed with that match, because looking at the start of the match, Nigeria, we have 97% of attacks football, like 97 attacks in the match, and which the Moroccans have 59. When it comes to dangerous attack, we have attack and we have dangerous attack. So the dangerous attack by Nigeria the Falconet have 48 dangerous attack. The Falconet went to the match prepared like, okay, we want to show you that why we are champion, and why we deserve to win it again and again. And the match against Morocco shows that, okay, these girls are ready. Just like, let me talk it in voice of Jose Mourinho. Like, say that these girls are ready to kill.
Yeah.
Like, they went to this league, they get the job done. They didn't give the Morocco any breathing space. Like the possession there was 68% when the Moroccans have 32. We have shot on target. We have 8 shots on target when the Moroccans have 2 shots on target. And everything. That game plan just stick to each other, like we are going to win. We are going to keep this game. And I know that we'll be facing Senegal today. I just want the girls to carry on the zeal of, this is why we are champion. This is why we did it in Morocco. Surely we can also do it here also. And I'm sure that although against Senegal won't be rosy match, because the Senegal so we all know that the football in Africa is now improving more than what you can't predict anything, that any team will beat anything. You can't predict.
Right.
You can only talk for your own team. Okay, my team will surely come out victorious. Like what I'm saying is that the game against Senegal won't be friendly, won't be rosy, but the girls will surely get the job done.
Okay, thank you so much, Ajala, for your contribution on the show. The both match kickstarts 9 p.m. tonight. All right, so guys can tune in on YouTube and other streaming apps, to get a glimpse of the Flying Eagles and the Falconets as they go on in their respective second games to try and qualify for the next stage. Thank you so much, Ajala. I really appreciate your time on the show.
Thank you, Abba, for having me on the show. It's a wonderful time being with you.
Yeah, thank you. So much. Yeah. So there you have it. We've spoken a lot. We've spoken at length some certain topics, some certain issues regarding the Falconets and the Flying Eagles as well, going on into the African Games as well. I would have loved to get Arsenal's perspective on the match against Brentford and the subsequent match in the Champions League, but I guess that will be for another day. That's all I have for you on the show. For more football updates, keep watching Football Domain on seetv. I am Emmanuel Bafok. Until next time, stay safe. Bye.